Hey, hello guys. Today we will look into the exposing matrix from the .NET service and scrap with the Prometheus and visualize into the Grafana. Okay, so it means that we are looking into the integration of the Prometheus Grafana using the .NET. So we will run the our API and we will show the matrix endpoint and generate the traffic, configure the Prometheus, bring up the Prometheus and the Grafana with the Docker Compose and build the Grafana panel. Okay, let's look into the code. So this is the API that I have derived. And so first of all, so this is the API will be there. Our API will run on the port 8080 and the Prometheus will be run on the 9090 and so the Grafana will run on the 3000. And so this is the alert manager. So this is nothing but the Prometheus tool and so that will run on the 19093. Okay, so let's look into the how the Docker compose that I have arranged. Okay, so this is the API build service I have configured. Okay, so it will run on the 8080, and so this is the Prometheus service. So that will be hosted on the port 9090, and so we are mounting the volume here for the Prometheus configuration that we will look into this one, the Prometheus.ml here. Okay, so this will tell where is the scrap what is the scrap configuration. Okay, so it will be the pointing to the API 8080. So you can see this one, this is the API service and this is the port, and so here we are targeting it to the API 8080. And so now, so we will look into the Grafana. Okay, so the Grafana service, it will be hosted on the 3000, and so these are the volumes I have mounted for the manual configuration. Okay, so first of all, we will look into the our provisioning. It is there. So provisioning, it has the furthermore dashboard and data source. It is there. Okay, so dashboard, it is the static configuration. It is there. So mostly we don't do the changes here. Okay, and here the Prometheus, the data source. Okay, so here we are telling Grafana to communicate to this Prometheus endpoint. Here, whatever we are already have looked. Okay, so this is the port. Okay, so this is the service Prometheus, and this is the 9090, and here we are telling this is the service Prometheus, and this is the endpoint. Okay, so the provision. Let's look into the provisioning folder. Sorry, dashboard folder. Okay, so this is the most important folder, and this is the user configurable folder. So to configure your dashboard panel and all the stuff, so here we can see that total business order and so total business revenue panel it is there. So you can see this panel into this JSON. Okay, so all the configurations here goes into this JSON file. So same for it is the total business revenue, it is there, you can see. Yeah, so this is also the panel, it is configured. Okay, so we are telling to Grafana to capture to pick up the configuration from this volume mounts. Okay, and definitely it depends on the Prometheus service, and so ultimately Prometheus services depend on the API. Okay, okay, so this is the alert manager. So this is the alert manager where we are creating the service, and so this is the alert manager here. So this is basically the static configuration. Okay, but we need to expose this service to communicate to that YAML. Sorry, um, Grafana. Okay, okay. Now here you can see this is how it is mapped. Okay, this is the alert manager service. Okay, Okay, so ultimately this alert manager is binded to the Prometheus, not binded to the Grafana. Okay, okay, so now let's see how the code is arranged over here, and then after that we will jump into the demonstration. Okay, ultimately this is the Docker file to build your application, API application that is consumed by the Docker YAML. Okay, so now this is the program.cs. Okay, so this is the minimal API here I have configured. Okay, for the understanding perspective. Okay, here I have added the health check. Okay, it is a pretty simple one. So here I am binding to the I am building the application. Okay, here I am creating the counter matrix here. Okay, so to count the business total orders. Okay, so that will be binded to the order service. That is binded to the order endpoint. Okay, so along with this label name, so we will look into this one also. Okay, here it is binded. Okay, so this is the one counter matrix it is there, and so this is the gauze matrix it is there. So we are capturing the revenue. Okay, business revenue totally here. Okay, and here we are here the latency histogram matrix it is there. Okay, so it is basically used to how much time it is consumed by the API. So to capture that all them is the latency details. So here the histogram it is the useful there. Okay, for the payload, this is the summary. Okay, so it is the for the generating the payload bytes. Okay, how much payloads it is being uh, utilized. Okay, so this is the map health check it is there, and ultimately whatever the matrix we have configured. So here I am telling to API map matrix. Okay, so means it will add the support for the exposure to matrix endpoint. Okay, so here you can see localhost 8080 matrix here. Okay, so you can see this is the one business total order. It is count is 5. So all the matrix will get exposed because of this map matrix. Okay, here we already looked into this order endpoint. So here we are specifying that one. So what is the region? It is the India region. It is there. What is the status for that order? Whether it is succeeded or not. So whenever we hit the order endpoint, it will get incremented by one. Increment counter by one. Okay. So revenue also here we are incremented by 100. Okay. Here the payload observation, it is the observe a single event with the given value. Okay, so it will say that it will this is the payload 500 payload it is there. Okay, okay, so now the simulate it is there. So yeah, to capture the latency. Okay, now let's run this application. Here all I have already run the applications. You can see this is the Docker Compose. Okay, so here Prometheus is running on the 9090, and so API it is listening on the 80, and the alert manager that we have configured 19093, and so Grafana 3008 here. Okay, so now let's check how the our Grafana is working. Okay, I'm executing the endpoint. Okay, I am making some order 1, 2, 3. So this matrix should get increment 8, and let's see what is happening into the this one. Refresh it is there. Okay, it is also came as 8. Now let's see what about the latency. Same. Okay, strategy is okay, and now it is a 500 already. Okay, so here you can see latest business revenue, it is captured as 500. Okay, so if you want to explore furthermore, so you can go matrix configuration, and so let's have this API latency in second. Yeah, it is there. Okay, and some, and here and query to dashboard, existing dashboard, open the dashboard, and here we can latency or something. Right. Here now what we will do, we will try to make save, so it will give some error because this is our container is running, so saving into the container is not possible. So copy JSON, copy JSON to the clipboard. Now go to this one, observability.json. Let's see how it goes then. We'll see latency, it is there. Latency summary, it is there. Okay. So now we will run application once again. Docker compose down. Docker compose up. It will take few minutes, few seconds only. You can see as this is the down, so it will redirect to back to the login page. Now we will make it as detached. Okay, and here by default it is admin. Okay, close. So let's keep this one. Let's see the dashboard how it is there. Okay, the latency summary, it is there, total business order, it is there, total business revenue, it is there. Okay, let's see how it goes then. Okay, now we will run the application once again. Order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's simulate one. Now let's see. It is counted 4. Okay, and it is saying the total business revenue 400. Okay, so latency, it is being captured as some of instance. Yeah, it is 0.237. Okay, so this is how we can do the configuration into the Grafana, and we can see we can do the configuration on the matrix in the Prometheus also. Okay, and yeah, so here you can see it is counted as 5. Okay, so this is how we can do the integration. Okay, and along with the Docker Compose, you can just have to go with the existing Docker images only. Okay, and then you can integrate the Grafana, Prometheus, and .NET in very simple way. Okay, so that's all from mine. Yeah, thank you for watching the video. Yeah, thank you.